Hello! As you can see, it's a rainy day here at the Gathering Stone. A little damp, but perfect weather for storytelling. Now tell me, are you a curious person? Do you like to explore or learn about things unknown? Well, I know somebody that's a little of all three, and it puts them face to face with a very mischievous, if not dangerous creature. Let's take a listen. In a lush green valley of a lonely mountain range sat a small stone village known for its endless herd of cotton fluffy sheep and masterful shepherds. The fields of wild Demeter grass were long, their hounds were brave, and their town was simple. Cute stone and timber buildings of varying sizes lined the earthen streets, where its lively people would gather for sharing news and tending to or peddling the many different uses of lamb's wool. But not any longer, for the town has succumbed to destruction, and the citizens have vanished along with their sheep. Nothing much was left but rubble, charred wood, the faint smell of sulfur, and ghostly reminders of its past. In the distance, a lone raven cawed into the emptiness, perhaps as a warning to others. But the sound of approaching footsteps echoed through the valley nonetheless. The air felt thick with sorrow and fear, not unlike most places ravaged by the winged nightmares we call dragons. But something was different here. Something not quite right. And Namu, a wizard of lore, curious by nature, and obsessed with dragons, was plodding his way towards the devastated ruins to find out what that something different was. Being his life's work, he has always been fascinated by the Draco species, their motivations, migrations, mating habits, and the like. So whenever an apparent attack such as this arose, his curiosity piqued. In this case, it seemed obvious enough that a rogue dragon wanted what this town offered: a fattening meal of near-endless sheep to gorge upon. But still, where were the people? The bodies, and why destroy the village? It was often rare indeed for a dragon to eat so many people at once, especially when its favorite meal was at hand, one that wouldn't fight back, let alone lay waste to a town where it could have returned to for replenished stock over time. How puzzling. This must have been one greedy dragon, Namu thought, as he paused at the entrance of the town's threshold. Taking a deep, long breath, he glanced around and shuffled over to an old wooden crate. Staff in one hand, Namu slid his satchel off his shoulder with the other and took a load off. Whew, he sighed, while rubbing the side of his neck and placed the staff upon his lap to better stretch out the rest of his limbs, when a flash of movement in the distance caught his eyes. Surprised that his keen sense of smell didn't register anything, he sprang to his feet, only to roll his eyes at himself as a coyote came strolling out from behind the brush, where he caught the movement. But still, he couldn't smell the beast. And more puzzling, why was it here? No sheep, no bodies. What could it be hunting for? The coyote turned towards Namu, locked eyes, and trotted over. Not sure what to make of this, Namu braced himself and readied a spell, just in case. The animal stopped within about 5 yards and tilted its head.
How ponderous. You have a unique scent about you, Snake Man. What is your name?
Taken aback by the sudden intrusion of a different voice within his mind, Namu didn't answer immediately. There was something nefarious about this entire situation. But he gathered himself and replied, I am called Bodruk. And what may I call you? As I've never come across such a well-spoken animal of the wild before.
You lie, Namu. That is your first mark. An animal, you say? Perhaps. But you may call me hungry. What are you doing here, Bodruk?
It asked with a sneer. Tightening his grip on the staff, Namu answered, Well, hungry. I came in search of knowledge about the dragon which attacked this village. Now, what is the meaning of this conversation? And what is your business here? Seeing as you aren't who you appear to be either.
You lie. That is Mark 2. You may think you came in search of dragons, but you were sent in search of something else entirely. Whether known to you or not, it makes no difference to me. But you reek of feathers and the sisters 3. Now tell me, where is this gathering stone?
At this, Namu took a step back. He couldn't tell this creature where the gathering stone was even if he wanted to, which he didn't. But apparently he also couldn't lie. Trying to keep his cool, Namu again replied, You seem to know many secrets for perhaps just an animal. But I think you are also wise enough to know the gathering stone is beyond both of our reach. The coyote narrowed its eyes.
You lie.
Before finishing its trademark line, a few things happened all at once. Hungry pounced, its body growing in size, its face twisting to indistinguishable shapes, its claws lengthened, and as its slavering maw burnt a horrific image in Namu's mind, he cast a spell, which did nothing. And yet, he felt himself being yanked away from danger. Was this death? No. Namu found himself in familiar surroundings with familiar faces. He was back at the Gathering Stone. Looking around, he saw Benny, Bodruk, and a few others he didn't know, and the chickens. And was it his imagination, or were they giving him sideways glances while going about their normal chicken things? At any rate, he was grateful to be away from whatever that wicked thing was. And, come to think of it, coyotes enjoy a free meal of lamb just as much as dragons, don't they? That's it for this week, folks. It appears that some things we've been taking for granted might not be as wholesome as we originally thought, eh? Well, for now, I hope you enjoyed this story. Let us know in the comments how you're feeling about these tales. And be sure to come back next week for more characters, stories, and illustrations. Farewell for now.